Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to make a quilted Christmas ornament. So things that you're going to need. Now, this is optional. You can put a bow on top or however you want to do it, but I just add ribbon. So I have ribbon here. You're going to need tons and tons of straight pins. These are like dress pins or something like that. They have like a small little head on the end of them. So you need tons of these. You are going to need, let me show you these fabric squares. And I have these laid out in the order that I'm going to use them. You're going to need 4 and 4, 8, 8, 8, and 8. Each one is 3 inch by 3 inch. Come here, let me hold you. Each one is 3 inch by 3 inch. So you'll have 16 total of one fabric, 16 total of the other fabric, and then 8 total of that fabric. And you can use any fabric prints that you want, obviously. And then you're going to need one long strip, about 3 inches wide. And I don't really know the exact measurement of how long this is. Don't pull on that, baby. But basically, this is going to wrap around your finished ball. So you want it at least a good bit of length so that it'll wrap around it. We're actually going to iron this and put some seams in it. But yeah, that's all you need. And you need a glue gun. Sorry, you're going to need a hot glue gun, a pair of scissors to cut your fabric, and a 3 inch styrofoam ball. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing you're doing, so I'm sorry if this camera is kind of turned at a funny angle. Maybe I'll just do it at a funny angle and fix it when I edit. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your styrofoam ball and you're going to take your first piece of fabric. So you're just going to deal with out of the first 8 pieces of fabric, you're only going to use 4 for the time being. So just pull 4 apart so you have 4 set aside. And on the piece of fabric, you want to find your center piece. Now once you get going, you can pretty much find it no problem, but if you fold it into 4s and squeeze the end where the middle's at, and you open it, you'll see exactly where your center piece is from your crease. So you want to take your pin and put a pin right through the center of your fabric. And now you don't have to start anywhere special on your ball, so just stick the pin anywhere into your ball. Stick it straight down. So it should look like that. That's exactly how it should look. And then you're going to take the fabric and you're just going to lift it up and over and fold it in half. And once you fold it in half, it's going to look like that. And then you are going to pull down 1/4 towards the center and then pull the other corner towards the center. So now you have a triangle that looks like that on your ball. You're going to pin the center part down. And you may want to use a thimble. I have one, I just don't have it out right now, but after a while of pushing these pins in, your fingers are going to start hurting, and a thimble makes it a lot easier to get some of these pins in, especially once you get a lot of fabric on your ball. So you're also going to pin the corners down. Just push that one down and pin that corner as well. Okay, so this is what you see. So you're going to grab another piece of fabric, and like I said, you can fold it if you have to, or you can just kind of look at it and eyeball it and decide where you think the center's at. You have a little bit to work with, so if you're off a little bit, it's not going to make that big of a deal. So find the center where you put your first pin, and then you're going to put this pin in the same place, straight down. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold the fabric down and then pull your corners apart. So you're going to have the 2 pieces of fabric facing each other. And again, pin on all 3 sections. Pin down straight in the middle, and then pin on your corners. And you're going to do the same thing on this side so that you'll have all 4 corners touching one another. Okay, so once you have all 4 corners on your ball, that's what it's going to look like. Just like that. And so the next step is we are going to put our next fabric on. So again, it's the same process. You're just going to put a pin in the center of your fabric, and then you are going to find the first place that you put your pins in. So this was the first triangle that we made. So, and it doesn't matter how far down your ball you go, but don't go too far because then it'll kind of mess up when you're going back the other direction. But I like to go down about this far. Just, I don't know if you can see how far I'm pointing my pin down from the triangle. So not very far, but push your pin straight in. And you're going to do the same thing. And then pin it down. And you're going to go across from this one and then across from these 2, and then we'll do it again in the center of these. Okay, so once you get all 4 corners on like you did the first layer, it's going to look like that, like an X in the middle, but you're going to want to put another layer. So you're going to use the same color fabric and just go and put the triangles on the 4 sides. So same process. It's always going to be the same process. So into the center, and you're going to go down about the same amount as you went down on the first one. So it will just be a little, whoop, I'm not in the camera, just a little bit further down. So, and this is basically just going to make a star in the center of the ball. And you do want to make sure that your lines are all lined up when you do this. So, and again, you're just going to pull your fabric down towards the center. Oh, that doesn't look too good. Alright, so, and then you're going to do the same thing here, here, and here, and pin all 3 corners again. Okay, so once you have your ball, the first 2 layers, this is what it's going to look like. You'll have the little star in the middle. And so now it is time to do our 3rd layer, and you just use the last of your fabrics. You're only going to use 8 this time as well. So you're just going to do the same thing as you did on the first 2 layers. Find the center of your fabric, put your hole through, and you're going to start on the outer layer. So you are going, actually not the outer layer, you're going to start on the inner layer. So wherever you see, just go down just a little ways, put your pin in, and again fold down. Good. Just the same as we did on the first 2 layers, and then pin down all 3 corners. I'll go ahead and finish the rest of this layer, and then I'll come back and show you this side as it's finished, and then we'll go on to the next side. Okay, so when you're finished, this is what your ball should look like, and it will be bare on the other side. So we're going to do the same thing on this side as we did to this side. So basically just try to find the center of your ball on the opposite side. It doesn't have to be a perfect science, but if you just kind of hold the ball and look at it and kind of gauge like where the center may be, put your finger on that side and then just kind of try to eyeball it to see where your center may be. Just kind of look at it and see if that looks right. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but that looks like it might be the center of the ball. So, yeah, so I'm just going to leave that pin there just to kind of give me a marker. and we will just do the same thing. So you use the last 4 squares out of the first 8 that we used. Put your pin in the middle, and we will start folding our fabric down again. We'll do 3 layers like we did on the other side. Find your spot. You can take your marker pen out. Find your spot, stick it in. Now you're going to want to follow the same lines on this side as you did on this side. So just try your best to line them up. So I pull the fabric down like that, and you can see that pretty much, oops, sorry, I'm out of the view, that pretty much lines up with that one. And that's what you want. So pin all 3 corners and just do like you did on the other side, all 3 layers. And when I get finished, I'll show you how we finish up. Okay, so after you finish, your ball is going to look like this on one side and basically the same on the other. I have them kind of at different widths on both ends. But then you're going to have this raw edge around the center, and we're going to cover that up with this piece of fabric here. So basically, you're going to take this piece of fabric that you have cut, and you're going to fold it into thirds. So you're going to fold this in that way and this in this way, making sure that no raw edge is going to be peeking over the sides. You are going to iron it down flat to give it a nice pressed finished seam, and then we are going to take it and we are going to wrap it around the ball, and we're going to glue it down. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and iron this, and then I'll show you guys the process of gluing it on, and then we'll put a ribbon on it so that we can hang it on the tree. Okay, so we have our fabric, and it's been ironed out. This is just a little piece I cut off the end. And so you can see part of the raw edge along this side, but this side you see no raw edges. So you're basically going to put the raw edge side in so that you don't see it, and you're just going to place it over the center of your ball. Now, the one thing that I do is just put a little pin in it, ouch, just to hold it in place, and that pin will be covered once the fabric goes all the way around. So it's pinned under there, and what I'll do is I will start putting some glue from one edge of the fabric over to the other edge, so just a small amount, and then I just push it down and hold it against the ball for a second, and then I just keep doing that all the way around until we get to the other side of the ball. Alright, and right when you get to this part, you are just going to cut off a little bit of fabric. And then, you're just going to turn a little bit of it under so that you won't have a raw edge showing. And then add a little bit of glue to that, and then just finish pressing it the rest of the way down. Just watch your fingers and don't glue your fingers. That will hurt. Oh, sorry, I'm not even in the camera. I'm sorry, I'm so bad about this today. Okay, so you got all of it glued. And here you can put on, you can put a pretty bow on here, and then attach it to the tree from a pretty bow. I'm just going to put some ribbon, but before I do, I'm just going to check around the edges to see if anything looks like it's lifting up, and if it is, I'll shoot just a little tad bit of glue in there, but it looks like it's pretty much all down really well, all the way around the edges. Yeah, so basically all I'm going to do is put a ribbon on and we'll be finished. Okay, so I've cut a little piece of fabric, or ribbon, and basically I'm just going to lay it down on the center of the ball, just like that. And I'm going to put my pin in it. But before I put my pin, I'm going to put one tiny drop of hot glue, and then I'm going to run my pin through that. So there's one tiny drop. Then quickly push the pin through because the glue will dry and then make it hard to get in there. So get your pin in. Okay. So the pin's in, and then you just tie it up and be ready to trim your ends at an angle. And then there you have it. And we'll hang this on the tree. And there is our Christmas ornament hanging on our tree. And like I said, you can do these in any fabrics, any prints. You can do them in solids. You can do them in Christmas colors if you want something Christmassy. You can even skip the whole centerpiece and just put a piece of flat fabric with a picture in the middle, and then put the quilting around the edges. So there's a whole lot of different things that you can do with this to personalize it, but it's really cute, and it looks like you spent a lot of time on it. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below.